Section 1. You will hear a telephone conversation between a customer, Lucas Vance, and a representative from a heritage eco-resort, Mrs. Clara Barton, inquiring about booking a corporate conference and stay. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 10.
Good morning, Oak Ridge Eco-Heritage Resort and Conference Center. Clara Barton speaking. How may I assist you today?
Good morning, Clara. My name is Lucas Vance. I'm calling on behalf of the Apex Environmental Consultancy Group. We are currently planning our annual corporate sustainability retreat for late autumn, and your venue was highly recommended by one of our senior directors who stayed with you last summer.
Thank you for reaching out, Mr. Vance. We'd be absolutely delighted to host your corporate team. Let me open a fresh online event application file on my desktop screen. First, let me double-check the spelling of your personal details. Your surname is Vance, that's V-A-N-C-E, correct? And your first name is Lucas, L-U-C-A-S.
Yes, that is completely correct.
Splendid. Now, regarding your intended arrival date, what specific calendar dates are you looking to secure for the retreat?
Well, our original executive proposal was to host the event during the first weekend of November, starting on November 3rd. However, after reviewing our internal schedules, several regional board members had severe travel conflicts due to an international climate summit in Geneva that week. We then considered pushing it to November 10th, but your online system showed full room bookings. So we have officially locked in our itinerary to begin on November 17th, with delegates staying through until November 20th.
Let me check our central reservation grid. Yes, November 17th to the 20th is available. That will be a 3-night stay. How many delegates will be attending in total?
When we sent out the initial preliminary interest survey, we expected roughly 40 attendees. However, after consolidating the final branch confirmations yesterday, the actual count is firmly locked in at 28 delegates.
Noted 28 delegates. Now, let me outline our accommodation styles. We offer standard forest timber cabins, as well as executive lakefront suites.
Standard lodges will be perfectly suitable for our team, but we do require single occupancy for every single delegate. Furthermore, do you cater to specialized medical dietary restrictions? 2 of our lead research scientists have severe celiac disease, so strict gluten-free catering is non-negotiable for all 3 daily meals, not just the evening dinner.
You can rest assured on that front, Mr. Vance. All our resort kitchens hold certified allergen isolation accreditations. We can easily provide fully gluten-free breakfast, lunch, and dinner options. Now, let's discuss meeting room spaces. We have the Oak Pavilion and the Willow Room.
We will definitely need the Willow Room because our presenters require the integrated Ultra HD smart projection screens. Is high-speed internet included in the daily conference rate, or is there an additional operational fee?
High-speed fiber Wi-Fi access is completely complimentary across the entire estate grounds. Now, regarding leisure activities, we offer guided kayaking, historical nature walks, and archery lessons.
The nature walk sounded appealing, but our staff committee explicitly voted for the guided kayak session on the lake for Saturday afternoon.
Excellent choice. Now moving to the financial breakdown. Our standard corporate package for the Willow Room plus 28 single lodges is £320 per delegate. However, because your company holds accredited eco-consultancy status, you qualify for our sustainable business discount of 10%, which reduces the rate to £288 per delegate.
That fits well within our corporate budget. How do we secure the booking?
To lock in the venue, we require an advance holding deposit of £500. Standard bookings require this 30 days prior, which would be October 17th. However, due to peak autumn demand, the absolute deadline for your deposit processing is October 12th. You can pay via direct wire transfer or online credit card.
This was the end of the Section 1. Now you have some time to check your answers. Section 2. You will hear a facility manager, Mr. Raymond Cross, giving an orientation briefing to new community members at the St. Jude Botanical Gardens. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 15.
Good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome to the annual orientation briefing for new members of the St. Jude Botanical Gardens and Community Park. My name is Raymond Cross, and I serve as the Chief Facilities Director. Tonight, I will walk you through our operational guidelines, seasonal events, and the revised physical layout of our newly renovated complex. Let us begin with daily operating hours. While the perimeter park gates open at 6 a.m. every morning for morning joggers, the main indoor greenhouse and library complex operate from 8:30 a.m. until 7:30 p.m. on weekdays. However, on weekends, owing to intensive plant maintenance and deep cleaning schedules, the indoor sections close earlier, at precisely 5 p.m. Regarding vehicular parking, full membership entitles you to free parking in our main northern parking lot. However, you must ensure that your official blue membership decal is clearly affixed to your vehicle's front windscreen. Local municipal wardens patrol the lot daily, and unregistered vehicles will receive a parking fine. Please note that park management has zero legal authority to cancel these council-issued penalties. For those eager to participate in practical gardening, we run hands-on planting workshops every Saturday morning. Tools, garden gloves, and aprons are provided free of charge by our staff. But all participants must wear heavy-duty closed-toe boots. Canvas sneakers, sandals, or open-toed footwear are strictly forbidden in the working plots due to soil-sharp hazards. Furthermore, our monthly Heritage Seed Exchange program takes place on the first Sunday of every month. Members may swap home-harvested seeds free of charge, provided they are dried and labeled. If you do not have seeds to swap, you can purchase individual heritage seed packets for a fee of £2 per packet. Finally, a note on domestic animals. Dogs are welcomed along the marked outer woodland walking trails, provided they remain on a short physical leash at all times. However, pets are strictly prohibited inside the glass greenhouse and the children's interactive play zone under all circumstances. 16 to 20. Now, please turn your attention to the printed map of the Botanical Garden Complex in your orientation folders. I will briefly guide you through the key locations so you can navigate the grounds with ease. If you refer to the bottom of the map, you will see the main entrance situated along Park Avenue. As you enter through the main gates, you will immediately face the open expanse of the central lawn. If you take the paved path turning sharp left immediately after entering the main gates, you will reach a small square building located in the far southwest corner of the grounds. That is the information desk and seed bank, Station 16, where you can pick up daily maps and seed trade vouchers. If you continue walking past the information desk along the western boundary heading north, you will see a large circular domed building surrounded by formal flower beds. This is our glass conservatory, Station 17, which houses our sensitive tropical plant species. Now, returning to the main entrance gates, if you take the right-hand path heading east, the first wooden structure on your right, situated along the southeast boundary fence, is the tool shed and equipment locker, Station 18. This is where workshop volunteers collect their gear. Continuing further north along that eastern path towards the northeast corner, right next to the natural duck pond, sits a long rectangular wooden pavilion. That is our cafe and refreshment lounge, Station 19, serving organic tea, coffee, and baked goods. Finally, Located right in the very center of the park grounds, encircled by the main walking track and lawn, is the historic bandstand, Station 20, where outdoor acoustic concerts take place every Sunday afternoon.
This was the end of the Section 2. Now you have some time to check your answers. Turn to Section 3. You will hear two university postgraduate students, Maya and Liam, discussing their joint research project on urban microclimates with their academic supervisor, Dr. Harrison. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 25.
Good morning, Maya, Liam. Please come in and take a seat. Today, we need to review the Research Design and Progress Report for your joint honors dissertation on urban heat islands and microclimates in dense metropolitan areas. How is your methodology shaping up?
Good morning, Dr. Harrison. We've finalized our central theoretical framework. Our primary objective is analyzing how high-density concrete building structures and asphalt surfaces absorb and trap solar radiation, creating thermal microclimates across urban zones.
Exactly. Initially, we planned to rely exclusively on thermal satellite imaging data downloaded from government meteorological repositories. However, as you pointed out during our last supervisory session, satellite imagery lacks fine street-level granularity. To overcome this limitation, we decided to deploy physical temperature sensors across 4 distinct urban microzones.
Excellent decision. Satellite readings can suffer from cloud cover interference. Now, how are you handling data management and statistical processing?
We ran into a serious technical bottleneck there. Collecting continuous thermal readings across 12 sensors over a 6-week period generated tens of thousands of data points. We tried running the dataset through standard spreadsheet software, but the system repeatedly froze and crashed under the processing load.
Fortunately, Professor Zhang from the computer science faculty provided access to a specialized environmental modeling application. It automates spatial thermal mapping and successfully filters out background sensory noise.
That was resourceful. What about your scheduled interviews with city council planning officers? Have you secured those?
That has been our most frustrating obstacle. We formally contacted 8 municipal urban planners, but only 2 responded. Attempting to obtain official planning documents and municipal traffic density statistics was stalled by bureaucratic delays.
But we managed to pivot successfully. Instead of waiting indefinitely on local council approval, we accessed verified public open data archives, which supplied the necessary traffic density metrics.
Very adaptively handled. Now, what is the hard deadline for your draft submission?
The final bound thesis is due in January, but our complete initial draft must be submitted directly to you by November 28th.
Now, let's delegate specific duties for the upcoming field implementation stage so both of you have clear individual accountabilities.
I would like to take full responsibility for calibrating the digital sensor devices before we deploy them across the 4 urban sites. I worked extensively with that hardware during my laboratory internship last term.
That makes total sense, Maya. In that case, I will take charge of synthesizing the academic literature review, specifically focusing on recent published papers regarding green roof vegetation and thermal mitigation.
Good. Now, what about the spatial data visualization and map rendering for the final thesis presentation?
I'll handle the GIS spatial mapping software. I'm very comfortable creating thermal overlay maps.
Perfect. That leaves the public feedback survey. I will design and administer the online citizen survey assessing public perceptions of heat discomfort in urban parks.
Excellent division of labor. Finally, who will format the master reference list and bibliography?
Liam is exceptionally meticulous when it comes to academic citation-style guides, so he should definitely oversee the reference bibliography formatting.
I'm more than happy to take care of that.
This was the end of Section 3. Now you have some time to check your answers. Now turn to Section 4. You will hear a university lecture on marine energy technologies, delivered by Dr. Evelyn Sterling. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Dr. Sterling. Good morning, students. Today, we turn our attention to ocean hydrokinetic energy systems, specifically the engineering mechanisms behind tidal stream turbines and wave energy converters. As maritime nations accelerate efforts to decarbonize their national power grids, ocean hydrokinetic power offers a distinct advantage over solar and wind resources: predictability. While solar generation fluctuates with cloud cover and atmospheric wind speeds can drop unexpectedly for days, oceanic tides are governed by lunar gravitational forces. This allows energy planners to forecast power yields with pinpoint accuracy years in advance. Although oceans cover roughly 71% of the Earth's surface, marine kinetic power currently accounts for less than 1% of global renewable electricity production. Let us examine tidal stream mechanics first. Tidal turbines operate on principles similar to submerged wind turbines, capturing kinetic energy from moving water currents. Because liquid seawater is approximately 800 times denser than atmospheric air, even slow-moving underwater currents exert immense hydrokinetic forces on turbine rotor blades. Consequently, tidal blades can be designed significantly smaller than wind turbine blades while generating equivalent megawatt capacity. However, operating machinery continuously in ocean environments introduces severe engineering challenges. The primary physical threat is saltwater corrosion, which degrades metallic structural frames and electrical conduits. Furthermore, marine biofouling, where organisms such as barnacles and marine algae attach to submerged surfaces, increases hydrodynamic drag and reduces turbine operational efficiency by up to 25% if left untreated. To prevent biofouling without utilizing toxic copper-based paints that leach harmful chemicals into marine ecosystems, materials scientists are developing eco-friendly biomimetic surface coatings. These synthetic coatings replicate the microscopic texture of shark skin, which naturally prevents biofouling organisms from adhering to turbine blades. Now, let us address ecological concerns. Early environmental impact assessments cautioned that spinning underwater rotor blades might pose collision risks to marine mammals, such as harbor seals and porpoises. However, recent underwater acoustic monitoring studies demonstrate that marine mammals easily detect the low-frequency acoustic emissions generated by operating turbines, allowing them to adjust their swimming trajectories and avoid blades well in advance. The paramount barrier to scaling global marine energy today is economic rather than technological. Upfront capital investment costs for undersea subsea cabling, offshore installation, and specialized maintenance vessels remain exceptionally high. To make commercial deployment viable, national governments must provide targeted green energy subsidies and streamline regulatory approval pathways. Looking forward, the commercial integration of tidal arrays with offshore green hydrogen production facility networks represents a major frontier. Surplus power produced during peak tidal flows can drive seawater electrolysis, generating clean hydrogen gas that can be compressed, stored, and exported globally.
You have now reached the end of section 4. Take a moment to review your answers.